It was September 26, 1983. The Cold War was at its peak. The United States and the Soviet Union had thousands of nuclear warheads ready to launch. Every second, millions of lives could vanish. 3 weeks earlier, a civilian airliner, Korean Airlines Flight 007, had been shot down by Soviet jets. 269 people died. The world had never felt closer to nuclear war. And that night, one man would face a choice no human should ever have to make. His name was Stanislav Petrov. He was 44 years old, a quiet, disciplined officer. He wasn't a general, a politician, or a trained hero. He was an ordinary man with an extraordinary responsibility. His job was to monitor the Soviet early warning satellites, detect nuclear launches, report them immediately. If a launch was confirmed, the Soviet Union would retaliate without question. The Cold War wasn't just politics, it was paranoia, fear, and the constant threat of annihilation. Radar systems, satellite feeds, blinking control panels. These were Petrov's world. Every blip on the screen could mean the end of life as anyone knew it. Just past midnight, Petrov noticed something impossible. The radar screamed. 5 American missiles were heading toward the Soviet Union. Petrov froze. The system demanded a response. Confirm the launch or delay. If he confirmed, the Soviets would launch everything. Thousands of warheads. Entire cities would vanish in minutes. But something felt wrong. Only 5 missiles? America would never start a full-scale nuclear war with so few. Something in Petrov's gut whispered, wait. He stared at the glowing screen. The data screamed attack, but his instincts screamed no. Stanislav Petrov did the unthinkable. He disobeyed the system. He picked up the phone and reported a false alarm. He lied to his superiors to save the world. Minutes passed. The world hung in silence. Then the radar went dark. The missiles were gone. It had been a glitch. Sunlight reflecting off clouds had fooled the satellite sensors. Stanislav Petrov had saved hundreds of millions of lives, but there were no medals, no parades, only reprimands for breaking protocol. For decades, the world didn't know his name. He lived quietly in Russia, a modest apartment, a life of solitude haunted by what could have been. Eventually, journalists discovered what he had done. He was invited to speak at conferences. Books were written, yet he remained humble. When asked why he risked everything, he said, "I was just doing my job." The bravery of Stanislav Petrov wasn't about a gun or a medal. It was about a quiet human choice, a choice that saved the world. Sometimes courage isn't dramatic. Sometimes it's still. Sometimes it's trusting your instincts when everyone and everything tells you to obey. Decode the dark. True stories, forgotten heroes, the choices that changed everything.